I took out my camera, and because mobile phones are so much better, I decided to try it on my mobile and to just go out and take some photographs in my garden. I'm a nature inspired artist, but I like to look at things from a different angle, and so I decided to zoom in, which is something that I used to do years ago. This isn't really a macro shot, this is just a shot of the fence and close up, but not macro. But then I also started to zoom in a little more, where yes, we recognise this is an ivy leaf at the moment and the knot in the fence, but you start to see things from a different viewpoint. And I also did things like did some overhead shots, and what I started to see was there was some patterns emerging, and this is what happens, you start to see patterns. So here we've got an overhead shot, and you've got these radiating lines coming out, and I started to notice that was happening in quite a lot of places in the garden and in different places. So this seed head we've got on the knot on the fence, and you can see I've started to zoom in. I obviously got quite interested in the knot on the fence. And there was another thing I noticed, so these are little pebbles actually, but I zoomed in and I really loved the colours in this. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go and work in the way that I would if I was outside, and I work on some great big A2 sheets of paper and just get some colour down inspired by these colours. If you look, they're from the garden, but if you're looking, a lot of these colours do match really nicely. So I'm going to get myself a colour palette together, and I'm going to do some big sheets of paper. What I want to do is create something that I can then collage down. I used to go out and I used to paint outside, and I still do sometimes, and get a painting directly from outside in the landscape a moment in time. But now what I like to do is go out and look around and just get the shapes down that I see, the colours down that I see, even some of the movement that you feel. And I can do this in another art in practice, but I take that and then collage it. So all the time I'm taking little bits from outside and then bringing it back and literally abstracting from reality. This idea was not mine, because what often happens is you learn from other people. And if you look up Louis Noble, he's a contemporary artist, and David Mankin, these are people that I looked at and thought didn't necessarily want to paint exactly like them, but the ideas behind their process really excited me. And sometimes you get ideas from other artists, and that's the whole idea of artist inspiration. And because we're looking this month at collaging, I just wanted to show you that small step in my process. The sketchbooks that I produce can be completed paintings, but they usually aren't. They're usually just a step onto another painting. I'm going to go off, I'm going to produce some work. Before I go, I am going to show you just a few bits of the sort of thing that it means. So this is a collage from in my garden, and I just want to show you the difference in the feel. So this collage is something that I did when I was out in Derbyshire. There was a tree and there was water. It was the Derbyshire Day. I'm going to skip forward to the Shropshire Hills, and this is Shropshire Hills in autumn, and there was a lot of heather. Although you can see that the ideas are there. Another one. A coastal scene. There's a different colours coming across. Now these aren't exact, and they're quite quick in the way that I do it, and I do use different pastels, etc. So I just wanted to show you how I collage from pieces. I'm trying to portray the feeling of either the place or the time of year. It's not all about a moment in time or individual place at a particular time. It's more about the whole thing. On to the next step.